little bit about our creative space, which is the Social Studio. So we're a dynamic fashion design studio, retail shop and cafe on Smith Street in Collingwood, and we provide training and employment to young people from refugee backgrounds. But before I explain a little bit about our work in detail, I'd just like to introduce you to some of our inspirational people. So I'd like to start with Atong. At 16, Atong had just begun her studies in mainstream school after 2 years in language school when she discovered the Social Studio. She has a flair for fashion, as you can see, and she works part-time in our retail shop, is one of our in-house designers, and she also models in some of our fashion shows. We were able to help Atong put together her portfolio to get into uni, and she's now studying a fashion degree at RMIT. Atong is an incredibly inspiring young woman, very inspirational for young women from the African community who are aspiring to carve out a career in the fashion industry. I'd like to introduce you to Mumu over here. Mumu participated in our hospitality program, and she now works full-time in our cafe. She serves over 200 customers a week, and they all tell us that she makes the best coffee on the block. Mumu would one day like to own her own Burmese restaurant. And finally, this is a book. A book's a mother of 7. She discovered the Social Studio through her daughter, who was undertaking work experience in our retail shop. A book's daughter felt that a book was a little bit isolated from the wider community, and she desperately wanted her to get involved in our studio so that she could meet new people, so that she could improve on her English language proficiency, and so that hopefully one day she could get a job to support her family in Australia, but also back home. So a book participated in our Certificate 3 fashion program, after which she was able to get a job with Mariana Hardwick. And recently, a book set up her own social enterprise. And so finally, that leaves me. My name is Susan, and I too came to Australia as a young refugee a while ago. And so I had big dreams before I came to Australia. But I remember when I was at the refugee camp before I came, I grew up with my uncle, and I used to always beg him to put me to school. It was something that I myself and other young people at the camp aspired to, because being at the camp and going to school, it was seen as a way of earning respect, but also it meant that you could get a job and hopefully one day be able to feed your family. So when I first came to Australia, I didn't speak any English. I went to language school for 2 years, and then I was transferred to mainstream school. Starting year 8, I was really at grade 3 level. I remember I couldn't construct sentences. I'd only just started learning my 2 times tables, and most kids at the school called me dumb, basically. I had a hard time at school because I was the only black kid there, and I had a really hard time understanding people because they spoke really quickly. And yeah, it wasn't a very pleasant experience at the time, but anyway, it happened. So my story is just one of hundreds that is shared by lots of young people. So I'd just like to draw your attention to something which I just learned about the other day, which I thought was a little bit horrific. But essentially 25% of young people from refugee backgrounds enrolled in mainstream education drop out before they reach VCE. And according to research, this is on the rise. What I also find to be a little bit disturbing is that the unemployment rate of people from refugee backgrounds and humanitarian backgrounds is 4 times higher than the general population. And according to research also, this doesn't seem to change with time spent in Australia. So I guess I should explain why I'm here tonight. So miraculously, I managed to finish high school. I even went on to university and completed my degree, and after which I was fortunate enough to get a job with News Limited. And then about 18 months ago, I started working at the Social Studio, and that was because I wanted to do something where I was able to share my experiences with young people, and I was able to support young people through their education in the mainstream environment, but also able to support them with all the challenges that they're experiencing. So just a little bit about the social studio. We have an on-site sewing and digital print studio where we provide TAFE qualifications in textile and fashion design in partnership with RMIT. These also provide a source of revenue for the studio. We also have a cafe where we run a hospitality program which also provides revenue for the studio, and as well as that we also promote events and promote, I guess, opportunities for cultural exchange through events. Recently our fashion collections were shown at the L'Oreal Melbourne Fashion Festival, Spring Fashion Week, and the Melbourne Now exhibition at NGV International. So tonight I'm here to, I guess, let you know that, like myself, you too can help young people, many of whom came to this country with nothing more than a dream. And so we have a very simple funding need, which is essentially just to increase the number of students that are able to get training opportunities with our studio. And if we can raise $10,000 tonight, we're able to enroll 15 students into our program. And if we can double that, then with the support of creative partnerships, we can also enroll twice as many students, which means that we can change twice as many lives.